Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
God is great.
All day.
Thank you, Jesus. God is great.
All day, every day. All day, every day. That's right. So, I want to share my story with you. That's right. Thank you, baby. Because you never know who in this room might be sitting there with the same story, or a story that they haven't told, because we have so much pride within ourselves. We don't always reach out to our sisters, and I don't mean your blood sister, but even your blood sister, your mother, the girl next door, the best friends you have, okay? In February of 2008, I had just had my mammogram for that year. In March, I felt a lump in my breast. And I felt the lump because all of a sudden I had feeling in this particular breast. I had surgery when I was 13 and I lost feeling. And all of a sudden the nipple was feeling good. And I'm like, ooh, something wrong, okay? Because being 40-something and all of a sudden there's feeling after 13, you do want to get it checked out. So I remember the doctor saying, you know, when you lay down, you check your breast, you feel it from the bottom up, and you feel for those frozen peas. So if you ladies don't do this on a regular, when you're in the shower, you feel your breasts. When you're in your bed laying down and your breasts are flat, you feel your breasts. Go in that circular motion, you follow the pattern that they've given you, and this does support you. I felt the little pimple, it was the size of my pinky nail. I called my doctor in March, and they said, oh, nothing's wrong. You just had a mammogram, we didn't see anything. Okay, so I said, well, maybe I'm hallucinating. And sometimes we go through that because we say, we're in denial at that point. It's not really happening, it's just maybe a cyst. And they said, check next month after your period and see if you still have the same thing. And I forgot to check next month. So May came, because you know, March I did it, April I forgot, May I did it. And it was bigger, it was the size of my thumbnail. I said, okay, this is the size of my thumbnail now. It's a little bigger, all right? I called again. So they gave me an appointment for an ultrasound. That came in June. And in June, by then, the lump was the size of my whole thumb, bent like this, okay? That means it was getting bigger. They did the ultrasound, they went over it a few times. They can see it visually, but on the screen, they couldn't see anything, okay? And here I go again, saying, following their lead, well, we don't see anything, so there's probably nothing, okay? So remember, they may not see something, but if you know your body, you know your body, okay? June went, no result. They said, you know what you can do? What you can do is we can give you a referral for a breast surgeon, cosmetic purposes, to see what's going on, because we don't see anything. And they couldn't see it, but it was there. And I made this appointment, but I couldn't get the breast surgeon because she was pregnant and out on maternity leave. The next one would not see me because I did not have a diagnosis. I had not had an MRI or a CAT scan. Going further, here's November of that same year. The lump at this point was purple on my beautiful black skin, brown skin, cinnamon color, whatever color you want to call it. It just was not matching. And I saw my gynecologist. And I said to him, this doesn't look normal. And his expression was, what are you doing walking around with that for so long? I said, but I went to the doctors y'all told me to go to and they wouldn't see me. He said, you call them right now. Before he even looked at the vaginal thingy, call him right now. So I got up, I went in his office, I made the call. Guess what I had? An appointment. Okay? So at this point, I'm like, okay, there is something wrong. I'm not imagining this because I was still kind of saying this is not happening to me. Okay? Nobody in my family has a history of any type of cancer. And, you know, big boobies ran in my family. So I get seen, and by January 22nd of 2009, I have a diagnosis. The diagnosis is not breast cancer, which is the normal thing that they were looking for as to why they could not find it because it wasn't your normal breast cancer type of cancer. The name of this cancer is called angiosarcoma. Angiosarcoma for me was a primary, but for many women who have had radiation due to breast cancer, get this as a secondary cancer. But I got this in my breast, in one breast. They did a biopsy, which was, if any of you have gone through it, not a pleasant experience. When the time came around for a second biopsy, I told them, you're not going to stick another needle in my breast while they're attached to my body. Let's get these things off. And I wanted them off so quick, so fast, it just took so long. February 22nd, they removed the breast. In the meantime, I looked high and low for support groups with colored women, and I could not find not one. So I say this to say, we are sisters. We get to support each other. We don't know who's going through what. But because we are sisters and brothers, we get to look out for each other, okay? And the diagnosis was not pretty. The prognosis wasn't guaranteed, okay? With breast cancer, you have a chance. You have a lot of chances with breast cancer. You get the choice, you're at choice. And I chose right away to cut these things off because I sure enough didn't need them. My son was 17, I was done having kids, and if it wasn't candy, it's eye candy for a guy in my mind, and they really don't know what to do with it in my mind, so I was like, come on. And reconstruction was not an option for me. I am not that vain to need breasts to define me, okay? I am comfortable in my skin because this is the way God made me to be. He gave me this life to live, and if he wanted me to be pretty, he would have made it that way. I would have kept my breasts, okay? He made it so I can live to see today, 8 years later. The prognosis with this type of cancer is 2 to 3 years maybe, so they say. I decided I wasn't accepting that because that's not an option for me. My work on this earth is not done. I gave my life to Christ, and I said, use me as your vessel, whatever you feel necessary for me, and this is what he has done for me. The many women that I have met with this type of cancer don't look like me, and some of them are not even here today, okay? I can't say that God had other plans for them, but I know what plan he has for me, and that is to, 1, bring awareness, 2, to love on you, okay? 3, provide for my community in any way that I can, and be present, be grateful, be thankful, and never let your situation own you. You get to own that situation any which way you want, okay? But it does not define you, okay? It does not define you. I met a lady who had breast cancer, and her kids never knew that she went to work, left work, went to the hospital, had her boob removed, came home, and continued to be a mother. Her kids didn't know till 20 years later, okay? And that's what we do as the women that we are, raised the way we were raised. She didn't have support, but we get to support each other. And that's really, really, really important. Stand for each other, love on each other, support each other, okay? Angiosarcoma is a nasty, nasty cancer. But I am cancer-free.
Thank God.
Because God said so, not me, because God said so. But I played a role in that. I said, you know what, I don't need these things, you can have them. Just give me life, I need to see tomorrow. Okay? My first and only wish was that I get to see my son graduate high school. He graduated with honors. Okay? And that was a beautiful thing. Now my goal is to help as many people as I possibly can. Service as many people as I possibly can, and that includes you. So, many of you are going to be contributing to the funds by purchasing some of our wonderful stuff back there for the breast walk. And sometime in October, I hope to be doing a walk for a fund to raise money so I can pay it forward. And let me tell you what that looks like. When I was finished with chemo, 2 of the most amazing women paid for a trip for me to go to Aruba. That was medicine for the mind, body, spirit, and the soul. And I want to do that for somebody else. Okay, so when I get ready to have my thing, I hope you guys participate and come up with ideas. And it could be anybody that's had breast cancer or angiosarcoma, but who has gone through it and is no longer dealing with that after effect, because chemo is no joke. Radiation is no joke. If you know somebody that's going through it right now, your presence, being present for them, is real supportive, okay? If you know someone who's went through it, a big hug, heart to heart, will definitely help them into tomorrow, into the next hour, okay? So my request, everybody stand up and give somebody next to you a hug, especially the survivors. Give them hugs all over. And those caretakers who are taking care of their parents while their parents was going through this. So thank you. Okay, ladies, are we hugging each other? I would like to give a big hug to Precious. Ladies, okay, I know y'all want to hug her. Can I give her something before you guys start hugging her? I know we have nothing but love for everybody and for her. That's what I told you. You're going to love on her. You're going to love on her. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? And this is why we do this. This is the reason why we do this.